Hello friends, let's talk about how to use precise journal prompts to help your client shift from emotional overwhelm to feeling calm. I'm Shikah and I'm a former counselor and I help coaches get more leads and sales with content marketing. Let's get straight to this content idea you can share with your audience or with your clients. If you have had clients who find it difficult to identify their emotions, if they get stuck in a loop feeling the same negative emotions over and over again, or if they tend to analyze their emotions using too much logic instead of embracing those emotions, then this video or podcast episode, depending on where you are catching me from, can help you. Well thought out journaling prompts are not just empty questions. They can actually start inner conversations if someone actually pauses and reflects on these prompts seriously. And if you want a copy of these 5 prompts that I'm sharing with you in this video, you can just key in your email address and I will send it to your inbox. Alright, prompt number 1 is, what are 3 emotions I am feeling right this moment? Emotions are rather nuanced, and writing just one emotion on a piece of paper cannot provide depth or understanding of your own emotions. Hence, encourage your audience or your clients to write 3 to 5 emotions they are feeling in the moment. For example, their response can be, the 3 emotions I am feeling right now are slightly frustrated, boredom, and a little anxiety. This will train them to be more self-aware and be more in touch with their emotions. And we rarely just feel one emotion at a time. We feel quite a few at a time, usually. And these few emotions can be caused by a few events or a few factors. So to understand our triggers much clearer, it is always helpful to pinpoint 3 to 5 emotions that we are feeling at any one moment. And prompt number 2 is, where in my body do I feel these heavy emotions? This will encourage your clients or audience to tune into their body and be present. And they may answer something along the lines of, I feel as though there is a weight in between my shoulder blades, or I feel a churning in my stomach, or something like I feel heavy in my heart space or chest area. I feel tension around my forehead. These are just some examples, and this will place them as an observer of their emotions rather than being engulfed or drowned by those emotions. And this prompt will also boost their self-awareness. The more specific they can describe their emotions and pinpoint the physical location of those emotions on their bodies, the more self-awareness they actually have. So at this point of the video, you may be wondering if you can get a copy of these journal prompts so that you can share them with your audience or with your clients. And that's why I want you to download my free coaching journal prompt ideas so you can use it as a lead magnet to grow your email list. Use it as a lead magnet on your website or on your blog. And you can just simply click the link in my description box to get your copy for free. And now with that out of the way, let's move on to the next coaching journal prompt to help your clients shift from overwhelm to calm. Prompt number 3 is, what are the likely triggers of these emotions? And I know that this prompt can be quite challenging because your clients have to come face to face with their own mistakes or negative past. And if we approach this prompt gently, it can be very helpful for them to not repeat past mistakes and make much better and wiser decisions. The triggers can be as simple as, I feel frustrated because of my exhaustion today, and this is triggered by me sleeping past midnight yesterday. And these emotional triggers can also be things like poor time management, lack of direct communication with certain people, not having clear goals, not having clear intentions of what they are doing, and more. You can always prompt your clients or audience to set a timer for 5 minutes and write non-stop about what they intuitively feel are the triggers for their negative emotions or negative feelings. And you can remind them to be as honest, raw, and as uncensored as possible so that this journaling can be a form of emotional release for them. Nobody needs to read their writing, so they can be truly honest with themselves and maybe even destroy the writing afterwards if they really want to keep the privacy intact. Prompt number 4 is, what stories am I telling myself about my emotions and my situations, and are they 100% true? This is where your clients or audience have to pause and reflect if their possibly negative perspective is causing them to feel a certain way. For example, if your client is a freelance artist and her friend made an offhand comment about freelance workers being irresponsible, does your client take that personally and feel hurt? Does she tell herself that her client is throwing shade at her and starts withdrawing from this friend? If not, what else can be true? Your client can stretch her creativity a little bit more and write down 5 different ways of interpreting this situation, this offhand comment that her friend made. Perhaps her friend who made this so-called hurtful comment was simply projecting her own frustrations about her own family member who happens to be a freelance worker and is irresponsible. Or perhaps that friend was being defensive about her own personal decision to be a workaholic. Or she may be echoing her own inner critic and ego, which equate her self-worth to a high-paying job. From this cognitive reframing example, you can see that there are many angles for us to explore just one comment made by someone else. Your client can use this coaching journal prompt to diffuse any anger, hurt, or fear they may feel when on the receiving end of a negative comment. Alright, prompt number 5 is, what can I do right now to honor these emotions in a healthy way? As a coach, this is where you guide your clients to take the actions that they need to do, not the actions that they are tempted to do, but the actions that they need to do. So when they are stressed out at work, for example, the temptation to lash out and take their frustrations out on their family members can be very strong. Or your clients may be tempted to numb the stress out by eating excessively, drinking, watching Netflix to the late hours of the morning, or other unhelpful coping methods. You can gently point out the difference between reacting to their stress and honoring their stress. Honoring their stressed out emotions and other negative emotions can look like this, like calling a friend, a trusted friend, for support, talking to a therapist, journaling out their emotions, proactively planning how to set healthy boundaries at work, indulging in a hobby, in a healthy hobby, or going to the gym to release all that pent-up anxiety and pent-up frustrations. If they are lost and not sure what to do to honor their emotions, they can simply pick up a pen and a notebook to journal continuously for 10 minutes using the 5 prompts we have discussed in this video. You can encourage them to get as raw, as unfiltered, and as authentic as possible to shift those emotions and feel much calmer. So now you know the 5 coaching journal prompts to help your clients process their emotions. You may be wondering how you can use these prompts for your coaching business. And if that's you, you can download these 5 free coaching journal prompts and use them as a lead magnet to grow your email list. So just go to the link in my description box to get your copy for free. And if you want to launch your own signature journaling masterclass and sell the replays, you can conduct these in person or via Zoom. You can also check out my Done For You masterclass, which you can use and sell to your clients. Alright, I will see you in my next episode. Or rather, I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.